Michael Jackson's name just appeared in the Jeffrey Epstein documents.
Keep in mind, there are sections that are still redacted because one of the victims may have been as young as 13 at the time of the alleged crimes. Now, some of these big names in the new documents include former presidents Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, Michael Jackson, magician David Copperfield, and England's Prince Andrew. Now, even though we have video of former President Trump partying with Epstein seen here, keep in mind none of these high-profile people named in the newly released documents face any charges of wrongdoing.
And the internet lost its mind. Michael Jackson was with Epstein? Headlines everywhere. Social media exploded. Everyone's got an opinion. But here's what nobody's talking about.
I would imagine you believe that children are being abused by in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So why are you sitting down talking to me? Why aren't you sitting down with the police right now?
I've told the police. In fact, if anybody wants to go back to 1993 when I was interviewed by the Santa Barbara Police Department, I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
Who you said, by the way, did not abuse
Who
you.
Michael was innocent, and that was what the interview was about with the police in 1993. I told them he is not that guy, and they said, well, maybe you just don't understand your friend. And I said, no, I know the difference between pedophiles and somebody who's not a pedophile because I've been molested. Here's the names. Go investigate. And let me push this forward. There are thousands of people in Hollywood who have this same information. Why is it all on me? Why is it if I don't release the names in the next 2 months, 6 months, or a year, I'm the bad guy? I'm the victim here. I'm the one who's been abused. I'm the one who's trying to come forward and do something about it.
But
Hold on, please, I'm sorry. There are thousands of people out there, Matt, who have this information. Any one of those child actors that went to the teenage soda pop clubs with me when I was a kid know who those people are and the people who ran it. Anybody can go back through history and look at the teen magazines and say, what was the name of that venue they were all promoting and who ran that venue and who endorsed it?
Because there's another story. A story that's been buried for decades. A story about a man who tried to protect children from the real predators in Hollywood. And those same predators destroyed him for it. You see, while Michael Jackson's name is being dragged through the mud again, there's a Hollywood pedophile ring that's still operating, still protected, still hidden. And the man who tried to expose them? Corey Feldman. One of the biggest child stars of the 80s. The Goonies, Stand By Me, Lost Boys.
Saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes.
That's what, and that's what you were saying in your book. When you talk to
They don't
parents,
want me here right now. Trust
Corey,
me. They want me dead.
there are a lot of parents out here who want to put their kids in this business. Their kids are cute, they're great actors. What would you say to a parent who just has the best of intentions, who's coming here with their child? If you're saying that there's a lot of predators in this industry.
It's a many-feathered bird, okay? Be careful what you wish for. That's what I'll tell you. You know, don't go into it with naivety. Don't go into it thinking that it's all roses and
You're
sunglasses and
damaging an entire industry.
roses and
You're
sunglasses and
damaging an entire industry.
roses and
You're
sunglasses
damaging
and
an entire industry.
Greetings from east to north to south. In this wicked ass West. The topic, the injustice system of America. The questions, why do you think they prosecuted Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, but they didn't prosecute Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Bill O'Reilly, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, David Copperfield, Elon Musk, and the list goes on and on and on. Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
This is what I think. I never liked Barbara Walters. I never liked her. She is the type that acts like she don't know what's going on. I think Barbara died when she was like 90-something years old. So I'm pretty sure she know how the industry works. She's not naive. And when she say you're going to ruin the whole industry, what she's saying is protect the people that's committing crimes. Because she know in her heart how that thing worked. Now, the other black lady that was sitting next to her, I never look at the view. I have no interest in looking at it. But I think I seen her on some TV show years ago. So she know how this system works. Here's the thing. They want to protect this wicked system in the wicked West. They want to protect it. But people like R. Kelly, they'll castigate. People like Bill Cosby, you did him right. He should go to jail. You know, Michael Jackson, of course. But these good Christian white people, no, they don't go after at all. They know they're guilty as hell, but somehow, again, nothing to see here. They have Donald Trump on video with Jeffrey Epstein, but still, nothing to see here. But when they get into their mind to destroy every black male, they go after them with vigor. I hope I'm using that word right, because I don't know what it means. That ain't the point. I'm flowing. The thing is that they go after black males. Now, mind you, they could be guilty. The point is, if they're guilty, put them in jail. But again, the point is, if the white ones are guilty, put them in jail. You see how that works? I remember back in the 60s, they would make you say the Pledge of Allegiance. And the part that kills me at the end, they tell us to say liberty and justice for all. And that devil with a straight face, you know how they are. They're just so proud. Yes, and liberty and justice for all. And they know damn well that's a lie. Let's go to the next clip.
You see, while Michael Jackson's name is being dragged through the mud again, there's a Hollywood pedophile ring that's still operating, still protected, still hidden. And the man who tried to expose them? Corey Feldman, one of the biggest child stars of the 80s. And you know who wasn't part of it? Michael Jackson. In fact, Feldman says being with Michael Jackson was his happy place, the one place in Hollywood where he felt safe from the predators. So let me show you what really happened, because this isn't about Michael Jackson being in the Epstein files. This is about how they framed the wrong guy to protect the right ones. And
what did he say? Frame the wrong guy to protect the white ones. What? Oh, right ones. Oh, I thought he said white ones. Let's continue.
Living the dream, right? Except he wasn't. Because while Corey was making movies, he was also being passed around by a pedophile ring that operated at the highest levels of Hollywood. Listen to what he said in 2017. I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is
saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
not just him. His best friend, Corey Haim, also a massive child star, was raped at age 11 on a movie set. Feldman says he knows every person who abused Haim, and Haim knew every person who abused Feldman. They were being trafficked, groomed, exploited by powerful men in the industry. Now here's where it gets crazy. And in 1993, when the first allegations against Michael Jackson came out, Feldman went to the police.
Send Michael Jackson to jail. Secret police tapes. Child star Corey Feldman grilled by cops. Cops who seemed determined to get Feldman to say he was molested by Michael Jackson.
Believe me when I tell you that if there was something that I've been hiding for all these years, then I would want nothing more than to bring it out right now.
Molested him, and they didn't seem to care.
If I were doing these things, he certainly would never let some outside person like that see him.
Child star Corey Feldman and the secret police tapes obtained exclusively by CJ. Hello everyone, I'm Holly Herbert. The 80s star and the cops who've seen this strongly believe he was a victim of Michael Jackson. Jane Velez Mitchell has the never-before-heard tape that could rock Jackson's molestation trial.
Nothing ever happened with Michael.
You are listening to an interview between actor Corey Feldman and Santa Barbara Sheriff, obtained exclusively by Celebrity Justice, recorded in December 1993. In it, Corey states not once, but numerous times, his friend Michael Jackson, who he hung out with, didn't do anything improper with him. Didn't do anything improper with him. Didn't do anything improper with him.
Now it's pretty obvious that they was trying to find something on Michael Jackson. Los Angeles is one of the most corrupt police departments in the whole nation. It rivals New York. So one or two, it doesn't make a difference. So the fact is they could find nothing on Michael Jackson. Of course, as you know, these police departments in America, if they can't find anything, they'll just make something up. But they are a thorough, I don't know how to talk thorough. They did a thorough investigation and they came up with nothing. You understand? That's the point. So they had to come up with something, fabricate something, which is really a shame. My point is only this. They have information on the president, Donald Trump. They have information on Bill Gates. They have information on Bill Clinton. And you can go down that whole list. They have evidence against them. But somehow they're going to tell us, they have nothing. And they'll tell us with a straight face, they are not biased. They'll tell you, oh, no, nothing to see here. We've really investigated it. We investigated it from the bottom up, and we found nothing. Yet you see video evidence that they do have something. Let's go to the next clip.
My team has certain communications with the White House. Let me just be clear. They had nothing to do with this review. They had no oversight over this review. They did not tell this department how to do our review, what to look for, what to redact, what to not redact. There's this mantra out there that, the Department of Justice is supposed to protect Donald J. Trump. And that's what we were telling. That's not true. That was never the case. We are always concerned about the victims. We are always concerned about the victims.
Anyway, they would have you believe that this entire thing, the release of the new documents today, in which the DOJ released about 3 million additional documents, files, pictures, videos having to do with Jeffrey Epstein, and this entire endeavor that stretched for almost a year now had nothing to do with protecting Donald Trump, when that has obviously been the mission statement from the beginning. And so we got a bunch of documents. That's the good news. There is some good news here. There's also bad news. First of all, they didn't release all of the documents. They've redacted documents that they weren't supposed to. They were supposed to provide explanations for redactions that did exist, and they didn't do that. And perhaps the worst news, morally at least, is that some of the documents released include absolutely horrific allegations against Donald Trump. But interestingly, after people found them, the DOJ temporarily deleted those files, then perhaps realized that doesn't actually work on the internet. People had already downloaded them, and so they re-uploaded them. And we're gonna discuss, but Cenk, what are your 2 cents?
First of all, wait till you get a load of the allegations against Donald Trump. Are they really true with a 13-year-old? Oof. So then there's allegations against Bill Gates. And then that's not just about Bill Gates. That's about Jeffrey Epstein's MO. How does he work and why is he doing what he's doing? Let alone the revelations about Israel, of course. So there's a lot more to this. Let's give you all the facts and then figure out, are we ever going to get anyone who actually did it?
No, the answer to your question is no. You already know who did it. You already know who's guilty. You know these things, but they're not going to jail. You will have to be black or brown to go to jail. White and Jewish, you can forget it. They're not going to jail. Those are the ones that make the laws. So you're not going to jail. You know exactly who did it. You can fabricate evidence against Michael Jackson. You can railroad R. Kelly, although I believe R. Kelly is guilty, but you can get enough evidence to put him behind bars. Bill Cosby. You can conjure some foolish evidence that maybe happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. You can get him. But yet you got video evidence. As a matter of fact, you got testimony from underage young girls, little bitty girls, as far as I'm concerned. But somehow that's not enough. What type of country have this become? Now, black people have been telling you for years, there's nothing going to happen to them. They're white. I'm talking about way back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Black people will say the same thing. Oh, nothing's going to happen to them. And they'll say it real low because they're white. Now, this good Christian white nation sees it firsthand. You can see nothing's going to happen to these super rich white males. Thank you for watching. I am your host. I am the one.